she said, to go out with me into the wide world, for here it is not possible for us to stay. I will do in everything as you wish, replied the little chimney sweep. Let us go at once. I am sure I can support you by my trade. If we were only down from the table, said she, I shall not feel safe till we are far away, out in the wide world and free. The little chimney sweep comforted her and showed her how to set her little foot on the carved edges and on the gilded foliage twining round the leg of the table, till at last they both reached the floor. But, turning for a last look at the old cabinet, they saw that everything was in commotion. All the carved stags stretched their heads farther out than before, raised their antlers, and moved their throats, while the crooked-legged Field Marshal Major General Corporal Sergeant sprang up and shouted to the old Chinese mandarin, Look! They are eloping! They are eloping! They were not a little frightened at this, and jumped quickly into an open drawer in the window seat. Here lay 3 or 4 packs of cards that were not quite complete, and a little doll's theatre, which had been set up as nicely as could be. A play was going on, and all the queens sat in the front row and fanned themselves with the flowers which they held in their hands, while behind them stood the knaves, each with 2 heads, one above and one below, as playing cards have. The play was about 2 persons who were not allowed to marry, and the shepherdess cried, for it seemed so like her own story. I cannot bear this, she said. Let us leave the drawer. But when she had again reached the floor, she looked up at the table and saw that the old Chinese mandarin was awake, and that he was rocking his whole body to and fro with rage. The old mandarin is coming, cried she, and down she fell on her porcelain knees, so frightened was she. I have thought of a plan, said the chimney sweep. Suppose we creep into the jar of perfumes, the potpourri vase which stands in the corner. There we can rest upon roses and lavender, and throw salt in his eyes if he comes near. That will not do at all, she said. Besides, I know that the old mandarin and the potpourri vase were once betrothed, and no doubt some slight friendship still exists between them. No, there is no help for it. We must wander forth together into the wide world. Have you really the courage to go out into the wide world with me? Asked the chimney sweep. Have you considered how large it is, and that if we go, we can never come back? I have, replied she. And the chimney sweep looked earnestly at her and said, My way lies through the chimney. Have you really the courage to go with me through the stove and creep through the flues and the tunnel? Well, do I know the way? We shall come out by the chimney, and then I shall know how to manage. We shall mount so high that they can never reach us. And at the top there is an opening that leads out into the wide world. And he led her to the door of the stove. Oh, how black it looks, she said. Still she went on with him, through the stove, the flues, and the tunnel, where it was as dark as pitch. Now we are in the chimney, said he, and see what a lovely star shines above us. There actually was a star in the sky that was shining right down upon them, as if to show them the way. Now they climbed and crept. A frightful way it was, so steep and high. But he went first to guide, and to smooth the way as much as he could. He showed her the best places on which to set her little china foot, till at last they came to the edge of the chimney and sat down to rest, for they were very tired, as may well be supposed. The sky and all its stars were above them, and below lay all the roofs of the town. They saw all around them the great wide world. It was not like what the poor little shepherdess had fancied it, and she leaned her little head upon her chimney sweep's shoulder and wept so bitterly that the gilding was washed from her golden sash. This is too much, said she. It is more than I can bear. The world is too large.